Hi, welcome to Felix Rodriguez YouTube channel again. Once again with another story. So, this story is called The Camera. As usual, the monitor. So, one time I was in, I think it was the bathroom. I was taking a shower, and usually I take like 15 to 20 or 30 minutes in the shower because yeah, and I was washing myself and all that, got out, dried myself, put clothes on, clean clothes, came outside, uh, went into the living room, sat down, and then I watched TV for a little bit, went in my room, and I had the monitor in my room. So I hear this noise in the in the baby monitor, cause my wife had she had me and her got a kid. So I heard this noise in the baby monitor, and I went into the baby's room, and I didn't hear nothing. So when I went to my room again, I hear like this growling voice, and my baby woke up, and the baby was crying in tears, and how the baby couldn't talk, he was just crying and crying. And I went to the room, turned on the lights, and the baby was with his hands up, like telling me to pick him up, and I picked him up, and he was pointing to this dark corner next to the closet. And I'm like, what happened? And he was like, gaga. Like, I don't know what kind of sound he made, but he made this weird sound and he was pointing at the corner. And that's when I'm like, okay, so what's wrong with the corner? And he started pointing at it. So when I looked closely, I could see like a face staring at us, at me and my baby. And that's when I said, oh hell no, I'm going downstairs to tell my wife this. So I went downstairs. I ran with the baby downstairs in my hands. Almost fell down the stairs with the baby. Luckily I didn't. I went downstairs, ran to my wife. I told my wife, baby, there's somebody in the house. Somebody broke in the house. I think it's like, I don't know who it is, but there's somebody in the house and the baby is staring at it. Every single time I went to the room, right? Every time I went into the room, I would see the baby up. But usually now he's asleep. And now every time I go into the room, the baby's up and it's staring at that same exact dark corner. Every single day. It happened for 5 days already. He's been up staring at that dark corner. And I'm like, okay, so I ignored it. But at the same time, I was paying attention and I was keeping an eye on my baby. So I hear this little, I think it was like a whisper. It was like, and I'm like, oh my God, what is that noise? And my baby was like, baby, there's somebody in the house. And I'm like, I told you that the other time, but you ignored me. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, baby. I forgot. I thought you were joking around or something. I'm like, baby, I wouldn't joke around with those kind of things because those things are dangerous. You never know if it's true that there's somebody at the house or something. She's like, oh, baby, I'm sorry. So she hugged me. And that's when we went upstairs, and that's where it hit. She felt this cold breeze come inside the room, goosebumps on her hands, her legs, and she was scared. She was like, "Oh my God, this is horrible. I feel this horrible feeling in this room." So we grabbed the baby, and from now on, the baby's sleeping with us, and the baby has slept normal, calm, without no crying or nothing. But every time we enter the room with the baby, it starts crying and it starts looking at that dark corner. And I get goosebumps. When I went in that room one time, I got goosebumps, man. I'm not joking around. I literally got goosebumps. I was not scared, but I was worried that something was going to happen sooner or later in that house. So I called the landlord and I told the landlord, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to move from this house because there's some weird shit happening in this house. And I'm not liking it. He's like, bro, why? There's nothing wrong. And I told him, yes, there's something wrong. My baby in his room, he's been looking at this dark corner. He's been crying in tears and fear. And I can't handle this no more. He's like, okay. I gave him the keys. He gave me the money back. Every money that he owed me, he gave it back. And I went and bought a new house. And from then, everything changed. Everything was a miracle. The baby was normal. The baby was playing. The baby was sleeping nice. He was eating, drinking milk. And obviously, my wife had to breastfeed him because he didn't know how to drink milk from like that regular milk. But we gave him baby food and we gave him some breast milk. And yes, that was the end of the story that I just told you. But that story was so scary. That time that I experienced was horrible. I did not like that time. But alright, thank y'all for listening to this video. I hope you subscribe, like this video, and share and comment. I'll be waiting for your requests, and I'll get with you as soon as possible. Subscribe if you want. I'll subscribe back. Thank you. Y'all have a lovely night and day.